CL Halito. What's up, cuz?
What's happening, cousin? Deshamochi, what's happening with you? Popping.
I'm hot.
I know for us to do a show Tuesday, you know it's something important that you gotta see.
Yeah, I'm hot. I saw this video circulating. Peace to everybody tuning in. Thank you, cuz, for just passing me the talking stick for a good 10 minutes. This bitch Kamala, we need to examine her. If y- if y'all voting, y'all need to examine everything that her and Biden did. Their whole team. Examine this shit. And when I say
Wow.
examine this shit, I'm this okay. I'm gonna just share my screen real quick to let y'all know what's at hand right now. Now, this is old news. This is old news, but I'm speaking on it today, and I warned my cuz about it, and he about to speak on it. All right, I'm gonna share my screen real quick. All right, just a second. But this is the video that sparked the shit. My rage, my anger. All right. Now, they had this meeting, the Freedmans Bank Forum. All right. They had this meeting about it. And so, spoiler
Wait,
alert,
say
I'm
again. The Freemans Bank Forum. So the
yeah,
Freemans have a bank? Hmm.
yes,
Okay.
yes, they do. So, all right. Now, this is what sparked it. This video and what she has to say about the shit. And it makes me think that she has some kind of experience when she was young to where she has this like it seems, this is my opinion, it seems like she has this like inner hatred towards dark-skinned people, misnomer black people. Um
Does does
huh?
does
Yeah.
she does?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably had some kind of horrific experience growing up. And then when she went to Howard and she experienced all of that, she got some issues because it's spilling out into her actions, right? So they had this little forum, and so basically, I'm gonna give y'all a little synopsis, and then we're gonna examine the video and we're gonna break down the definitions. All right. So basically, the Freedmans Bank, okay, it got started because the people of color, the dark skinned Indians, they got
Mm-hmm.
free, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they had this bank, and the average person put 5 cents in there, which is like equal to $1 today. And they put money into it. It built up. And after that, the reconstruction and all this shit happened, basically. And so their money, basically, they was forced to close the fucking bank. But
And the
I'm gonna
bombing of
be
Tulsa. Yeah.
huh?
And the bombing of Tulsa.
Yeah. So so I'm gonna show y'all. I'm paraphrasing right now. I'm gonna show y'all all the politically correct shit. But basically they were forced to close the bank, right? So that money is owed to our people, right? The descendants of the Estelusti, the freedmen. That money is our money. When we talk about reparations for the people of color, dark skinned Indians, Estelusi, freedmen, this is our money, right? So basically, they got some money, but instead of them just including the descendants of the freedmen, the Estelusi, the misnomer black people, they want to include other people. But when they single out everybody else, like the Asian crime bill, these other bills for the Jews and the Hebrews, they get all this money.
Mm-hmm.
They don't include us in their money. But when it comes to our money, they want to include other people in our money, right? So you're gonna see this when
Right.
I play this video of this
But you know
Beatrice
what?
speaking on this shit.
But you know what? But you know what?
What?
To say the Freemans have a bank, that's a lot of power, yeah.
Yeah. So let's look
Because
at
you
this
don't hear
shit.
about the 5 civilized tribes having a bank. I never heard none of them say they got a bank. Wow.
All right.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. The Freedmans Savings Bank. Good intentions were not enough. A noble experiment goes Ari. Now, this is somebody's take on the shit, but this is the bank book for the Freedman Savings and Trust Company. All right.
Wow. Okay,
So this was in the 1800s. Let's look at this shit. Right quick. I had it pulled up. I'm getting my tabs together. All right. Freedman's Bank. Yeah, this shit got me hot. I had to just go live. I told my cuz, I said, we gotta go live.
And you know what? And that bank didn't have nothing to do with the. Wow. That's a major move. You get your own bank. Black people with their
Yeah,
own bank?
yeah,
Indians? Yeah.
yeah. The Freedman's Bank opened in New York on April 4th, 1865. I hear
Mm,
some. Let me see. I hear,
1865?
yeah.
Wait, wasn't that around the time when they had the so-called Civil War?
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, where did my shit? Where did my tab go? What
Oh, we
tab?
doing some investigation now.
Okay. Yeah.
We'd like to
Yeah.
thank everybody for joining. Check it out. We're doing some
Yes,
more.
thank you. Wado Yakoki, Shonabis, thank y'all for tuning in. So the Freedman Savings and Trust Company, also known as the Freedman's Bank, was chartered by the U.S. Congress on March 3rd, 1865, and signed into law by President Abraham Lincoln. The bank was created to help newly freed dark-skinned Indians, African
Hmm.
Americans, they say, misnomer black people, people of color, and their descendants uh, navigate their finances. The bank's goal was to teach former slaves lessons of sobriety, wisdom, and economy. All right. Let's look at this. All right. U.S. Department of Treasury. Life of Freedman's Bank. Life of the bank. Okay, the Freedman's Bank opened in New York April 4th, 1865. At first, it was very successful. Branches were soon opened in cities and large Estelusti populations, mostly in the South. Within a few years, the bank had 19 branches and 23,000 depositors. Almost all were Estelusi descendants freedmen. All right, dark skinned Indians, misnomer African Americans, misnomer Black people, people of color. Okay, their churches, institutions such as Howard
19.
University had accounts as well. Ultimately, 37 branches were established and over 100,000 people had opened accounts. So most deposits at the bank were small, less than $60. But this is in 1865. So mind you, right? Okay, people could open an account with as little as 5 cents and accounts with at least $1 earned interest. Okay, so they will put their money in there. Okay, let's get to the what was the demise of the Freedman Bank? How did it fail? Okay. It said by 1874, nearly half of the bank's employees were of Estelusti descendant. Most were cashiers, the top officials at the branches. All right. They were assistant cashiers, clerks, and messengers. So this also created jobs, right? Okay.
Right.
Uh and our ancestors had their own money in the bank and they worked at the banks, right? All right.
Right.
So this business grew and it struggled financially. Maintaining so many branches was costly and the bank's source of income was small. It made a profit by investing depositors money in government bonds, but these bonds didn't pay as high rate of interest. The Freedmans
As the
Bank,
so-called safe. As the
right?
so-called safe.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. The Freedmen's Bank survived with help from the Freedmen's Bureau. All right. So this is a picture, y'all. Okay. The Freedmen's Bank branches. All right. This is the branches. What and these are the highlighted cities of where the branches were. All right. The mainly in the southeast. A couple in the Midwest, like St. Louis. All right. And Lexington and Louisville. All right. So
But you know what? But you know, by them having a bank, you know they had to have their money insured. So if anything happened, where's the insured money on the money that was in the bank?
right. That's the trillion-dollar question.
Yeah, because that's how much it would be now.
Right. Who insured? And that's our fucking money. Who insured all right. Okay. All right. Asked who insured the Freedmen's Bank? The Freedmen's Saving and Trust Company, also known as the Freedmen's Bank, was a private institution that was not insured by the government. When the bank closed in 1874, depositors were left with only partial compensation. As
That's bull. That's
yeah,
bullshit. Because why you
it's
gonna give them a charter to open up a bank and you're not gonna have it insured? That's bullshit. You're
yeah,
not gonna give a bank a charter without it being insured.
yeah,
That must
exactly.
make somebody stupid, right?
Right. This is public knowledge, but we know it's some underhanded shit, right? So it says when the bank closed in 1874, depositors were left with only partial compensation as deposit insurance did not exist in the United States at the time. Many Estelusi
Why?
descendants who had I know that's the other $1 trillion question. Why? Okay, and it said that they had deposited their life savings in the bank and they felt betrayed and cynical about the banking industry. And some historians believe this experience contributed to their reluctance to access financial services today, etc. Okay, so
You know what, cuz? Hold
what?
that point right there.
Uh-huh.
Go open up another tab and ask about Chase Bank, all those bankers that was over here in the United States, JP Morgan and all that there, that old money. They're lying. They're lying.
Right. What?
If you got a bank, you have to have that money insured. So they're lying.
Right. What banks were I'm so fucking heated and I'm trying to type this shit. Okay.
Because the Rothschild, the Rockefellers, the JP Morgan,
Right.
they had banks over here.
What?
Because New York was the banking area. So that's where they had it at in New York. That's why
Right. Existed
right.
in 1865. Okay, I'm just gonna take. Okay. Oh, I done misspelled some shit. I'm upset. I'm upset. All right. Okay. So JP Morgan was established in April 17th, 1837. So the Freedmans Bank was started in 1865.
Right.
So we know that it's some funny shit going on. Okay.
Actually, J.P. Morgan them had their bank insured dealing with money, and if they say yes, we bust them
Well,
in a motherfucking
this
lie.
one says 1893 financier JP Morgan and the Rothschilds. Um, All right. Let's go back. I don't know why it's pulling that up. All right, on the side, but let's look at this. It was founded in 1811. Rothschild and Company was founded in 1811, and then the J.P. Morgan, that was 1837. So we know they was in existence, but I want to get to the fucking video so y'all can hear this Beatrice. So y'all can hear this what they talking about in this meeting and how everybody is included when it comes to descendants of the original people, the dark-skinned Indians. When it comes to us and our money, they owe us so much fucking money. Now, this is why she's saying shit like, I'm not just gonna do stuff specifically for black people. All this shit. Let me push play real quick, y'all. Just bear with me. We got to show this real quick so y'all can see the context of this whole thing. Yeah, where the fuck is it? All right. It just mysteriously disappeared off my tab. This is crazy. Yeah, here this shit.
Freedmans Bank. So Freedman's Savings Bank was founded by the United States Congress in 1865. It was a bank unlike any other our nation had known. Freedman's Bank was established to serve Black Americans newly freed from slavery, to help them build wealth and to build a better future. At Freedman's, to open a savings account, you just needed 5 cents, which, as I've calculated, is about $1 today. In the years after its founding, tens of thousands of Black families opened an account at Freedman's. They saved up to buy a farm, to build a home, to open a business. Even school children saved their pocket money to deposit it in this institution. And then 9 years later, after the bank first opened its doors, because of an economic downturn and because of the organized assault on the project of reconstruction, Freedmans Bank was forced to close. Over 60,000 people lost their savings. Now, Freedmans Bank was guided by a vision. The vision of an economy that works for all Americans and includes all Americans. The vision of a nation in which all people have access to the financial resources they need to succeed, to thrive, and to determine their own future. Truly at the heart of that bank was the concept of self-determination. Over a century and a half later, in communities across our nation, that vision remains unrealized. Consider, today, Black entrepreneurs are 3 times more likely to report that they did not apply for a loan for fear of being turned away by a bank, often anecdotally because they heard about that experience from friends and relatives. Today, Black and Latino homeowners are rejected by traditional financial institutions at a higher rate when applying for home loans. And this is the case even when they have credit profiles similar to other applicants. Today, many immigrant business owners, including some Asian American business owners, face language barriers that limit their ability to access capital and banking services. And people who live in rural areas, including many Native Americans, often lack access to traditional financial services of any kind. So President Biden and I know that for our nation to succeed, these disparities must be spoken of, acknowledged, and addressed. One of the last actions, as you heard Secretary Yellen mentioned, I took as a United States Senator was to team up with Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Mark Warner and Senator Cory Booker and Chairwoman, Maxine Waters, to invest $12 billion in community lenders, which of course are financial institutions that predominantly do business in overlooked and underserved communities. Last month, I was proud to announce that because of that hard work and the work of many of the leaders in this room, our administration has distributed more than $8 billion of that investment to 162 community lenders across our nation. That is $8 billion on the ground in communities across our nation right now.
I gotta stop this shit right now. So $8 billion that is supposed to go in our pocket, they said, no, let's do it for everybody. Everybody gets a piece of y'all pot. But they didn't do that when they gave money to all these different groups. They didn't include us in that shit. They didn't. But
Right.
y'all hear this shit? So I want y'all to fucking think before y'all vote for her. I just want y'all to think. That's all. Just research. But you heard the shit coming from her mouth. How they included now the yes, they included all these different people in our shit. And that is it's our ancestors' money. Therefore, we the descendants, it's our fucking money. So I'm fucking heated. And I want to know how y'all feel about the shit. Comment. What's up,
I want to know how you going to charter somebody a bank without having money being insured.
Yeah, but that's what they're saying. They're not telling us who it was insured by, who collected money, because
if the bank closed, that means the insurance got the money.
Right, and it said that they were partially compensated. That's what it said. So she go on the top.
But if you don't have no insurance, how you gonna pay somebody if you didn't have no insurance?
Right. They gave them partial compensation. So where's the
Yeah,
other part? Where's the other part of the money?
right. Wow, this shit is crazy. And
Yeah,
people,
and yeah, it's really strange and it's fucked up, and they've been doing shit like this for a long time. But I'm just showing stuff about the freedmans, the free people of color, the dark skinned Indians that they gave the misnomer freedmen and all of that. Look, okay, y'all can do some independent research if y'all want to. Um, but this is where I kept saying this word. Um,
the Estelusti, yeah,
yes, for the people that's watching. All right, just so y'all can research when you know what to research. In the Freedmans Bank, in the Freedmen's Bureau. Um,
and you ain't hear nothing about no 5 civilized tribes having a bank. That was
no,
dealing for the
no,
Escalusis only.
right. Yeah, and see, it says, where's my thing at? All right. The word Estelusti is taken from a word in the Muskogee Creek language describing a misnomer black person. It is known that many Africans intermarried with Native Americans. All right. But less widely known is the fact that many Native Americans also owned African slaves and fathered children with African slave women. As a result, thousands of Americans have Black and Indian ancestry within the 5 nations: Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Creek, and Seminoles. Historians find thousands of records documenting the history of those African people living within the Indian nations. More than 20,000 were adopted into these nations at the end of the 19th century. And I'm going to interject with that shit. These are a lot of
Ooh,
these
ooh,
people
ooh,
are
ooh. Not to cut you off, cuz.
dark skinned
Not to cut
Indians.
you off.
Yes, they are. They are. So don't get it twisted, y'all. Don't get it twisted.
Peace,
Saying
peace.
they were
And you know
adopted.
what? And you know what? And I just was thinking about my cousin, and he just popped up because this is what we've been speaking about when we speak about the Escaluzzi and
Mhm.
everything dealing with the autonomous party. And that's amazing. I just did a post today saying that if you want real information and no bullshit and gossiping, go to the autonomous party, go to Wale Origins, and come to Southeastern Talking
Southeastern
Stick.
Talking
And
Stick podcast.
this is right up his alley because that's what he kept on saying about the Escaluzzi, you know, and yeah, salute. And this right
Yeah.
up the alley because that's what cousin Matt kept on saying, like, dude, Escaluzzi is where it's at. And he showed me the documentations and everything. And it's funny how
Right.
you came to show that they have the Escaluzzi Bank. I'm
Yeah.
that's not gonna say the black Freeman's bank, but that's an Escaluzzi bank. And you never
Exactly.
heard no other nation having a bank but our people because it was
Right.
self-sufficient. And I always said that Black Wall Street wasn't Black Wall Street. It was Indian Wall Street. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Dark Indian Wall Street,
Dark,
melanated
dark
Indian
Indian Wall
Wall
Street.
Street.
It was
Yep.
Escaluzzi Wall Street. And I
Exactly.
said that in 2012.
And that is cool. And I read up on this shit, but today I'm highlighting it today. But I've read a lot of shit since I've been on this journey, and a lot of books that I've read, I can't pull it out like you, but I've been up on this shit, and I'm glad that we teamed up to have this fucking podcast because people need to know about this shit, and it's coming to the forefront of shit that we must focus on. This is the important shit, y'all. This has to do with our reparations. So we're gonna look at also, was this the money that Ice Cube and Claude Anderson was speaking on this Estelusti money that is owed to us. They owe us trillions of fucking dollars, just like
More
they
than 30.
owed, the Empress. And they said they owe her how much, and they still didn't fucking pay. How much did they owe her? I'm just using it as an example, cuz
It's you know what? It was said that the amount of money that they owe us, they can never pay. And this is why I always say restitution, because restitution means everything must be restored as
yes,
once was
yes,
before the colonizers. And that means that they have to recognize people and deal with people in their jurisdiction.
yes, yes, yes. So everybody, wherever you are, melanated Americans, whatever tribal nation that your ancestors are a part of, the Estelusi, that's included, because Estelusi is really mixed race, misnomer mixed race, Creole of different dark skinned people of the Americas, different tribes. So this is the shit right here. Look into this shit. um it just like fired me up today, and I'm like, y'all need to, y'all. And now she trying to say, oh, that she misnomer black and shit, right? Now I said that she may have had some fucked up experiences being called black in her country, because I'm gonna share this real quick. I'm gonna just share this real quick. All right, in her country, where she's from, where her mama is from, because her mama is darker than her. Okay, the dark skinned people are called the Dalit people. Okay, they're called the untouchables, the Dalit
Right,
people. So
right,
they experience a lot of racism over there. So you
right.
would think, with them experiencing a lot of racism, you would think that she would be like on a whole nother level about the shit. But no, y'all look at her track record, what she did in California, locking up all kind of melanated people, all the dirty shit that she has done, covering up, knowing that the people covered up evidence and
It's
they planted
innocent.
shit and
Right.
all this. Just do y'all research. That's all I encourage y'all to do. I can't make up your mind for you, but I want you to research before you so pro Kamala and her team. Just
And then you
research.
know what? And then you know what too? Everybody talking about how she dated
Montel
Williams, right?
Jordan and all that.
Yeah, Montel Williams. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
if
Montel
you notice,
Williams. Like the man that had the
ball
talk
head,
show.
the
Yeah.
talk show. Yeah.
Yeah. The
But
name
but
Miranda.
notice,
Hmm.
yeah, she dated him, but she did not marry him.
Right.
Remember,
Oh, yeah. No,
remember,
she
the
not.
Hindustani in them, their women don't marry Negroes. They
Right.
marry
Right.
white men
Right.
because
And
they
Hindustani
say if
people
they
are
was to marry,
Ethiopian
they say if
people.
they was to marry a so-called black man, their family would disown them.
Yeah, because they don't want to take it back to their roots. They try to get away from their roots. So I just had to show y'all her little background. So she probably got called a nigga sometime in her fucking life, and she probably didn't like it. So now this inner self-hatred is coming out to where she will say, I'm not doing something specifically for black people. I'm gonna do it for all people that are impoverished and blah blah blah. To where she got some fucking hatred to where she would share our shit with other people instead of saying our people deserve this. The
Right.
descendants of the Estelusi deserve this because they have endured so much. No.
But you know what? But you know what? You know why the Hindus is that dark, right? You want
Yes,
to know
they
why?
northeastern Ethiopian. They got a connection to that. I've been spitting that shit to people,
Yeah,
and they
they,
ain't
they
listen.
also they also was a part of the Kushite Empire.
All right. And okay, yes, in Eastern Ethiopia, Northeastern
Yeah,
Ethiopia.
yeah,
And I
also
said
part of the
I
Kushite
saw that
Empire.
shit. Yes. Yes.
The
And
Kushite
so
Empire stretched up there, and also the ancient Kemet Empire also stretched up there as well.
right.
You know,
Right.
and I remember when I was doing wheelchairs for an airline that's down here for the international airline, right? They had a gentleman, he needed a wheelchair, he needed to be escorted. So his wife was being real nasty, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so he was like, "Oh, don't worry about my wife. She's just having a day." I said, "Well, she really don't know who she talking to." You know what I'm saying? So he was asking me about um my bracelet that I had on, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
it had the colors and everything on it. So I told him who I was and everything. And so I started dropping information about how you had the Kushite Empire that stretched up that way and everything because she was talking to me like I was just a nigga, you know what I'm saying? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
like you
baby,
didn't know who you are.
yeah, like I didn't know who I was. So I had to let her know and everything. And he looking at it like, oh shit, he know. Yeah, that's the reason why. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got Indo Kush. When I say Indo Kush, look like, yeah, you Indo Kush, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank y'all for tuning in. Everybody who's coming in late, we speaking on this meeting that they had, the Freedmans Bank Forum, where they discussed what the Freedman Bank was, when it was established, and how it was thriving, and then it fucking crashed. And we talking about who got paid. They said that the people who had money in the bank only got partial compensation. So we are looking into
But
who else got the fucking money, because that's our money. It's trillions of dollars that's owed to our ancestors, therefore us, because we are the descendants.
But hold on. But she said the reason why the bank collapsed
Yeah.
because of the reconstruction. Well, what
Re-
about the other banks in there during the time of reconstruction? Why the fuck they ain't fall?
right, because this was the Estelusti Bank, not the Rothschild, not the Chase Bank, not the JP Morgan Bank. This was uh the original People's Bank.
So for those banks not to fall because I mean the people them still putting money in there. So how the fuck is gonna fall?
Right, right,
And
and
then
they
you
said
portion it in the
it was costly trying to have all of those branches and all that. But if people put money in it and you get interest, like the shit can fucking it can go hard. But they threw a monkey wrench in that shit
Yeah, it had to
because
because you
it
got
was
19
truly
branches.
for the people and by the people. You got to look at that. It said that not only was they putting money in the bank, but they was like the branch managers and the cashiers, so they worked there. So it was for the people and by the people. So how is that gonna fail when it's like that? You got to
So they
ask.
attacked them. So they attacked the Estelusti twice. They attacked them when the banks failed during the reconstruction, and they attacked them again for Estelusti Wall Street.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so much treachery, y'all. And I was hot. I was heated coming home from work. And I ran across this video and I said, wait a minute, I gotta call my cuz. We gotta address this shit. Y'all need to research
And when
all
this video was
all of
done,
the policies and all everything. Research the shit thoroughly.
when this video was done,
This video was done a year ago.
and she
Yep.
and they never talked no more about it.
You don't see it highlighted on the news. You just see all the same circulated bullshit. But this was done October 4th, 2022. This is what it said. Wait a minute. Yeah. Yeah. So This is what Kamala and Biden was doing while they was in office. And now she think motherfuckers she think people are ignorant. She got y'all focused on Meg the Stallion at the Atlanta rally and shit. This is the dirty shit. Y'all need to look at her dirty laundry. Look at her track record when she was in California. Look at that track record because it's ugly. And then look at this. Look at this because this is our ancestors' money. Therefore, it is our money because we're the descendants. So I'm heated about this. What are y'all comments? Does anybody want to join real quick? Because we cutting this short because my cuz got to go to work. And this is part 1. We can do part 2 Sunday. Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. But does anybody have any last minute comments or questions? Cuz you got anything to say before I put the link?
I wonder how many people know about this.
Yeah, this is just really it's fucking disturbing.
Because I never heard of no tribal nation having their own bank. I never heard the 5 civilized tribes having their own bank. I never heard no other nation having their own bank and everything. So for them to have their own bank, that was a power move. And you know what? When the Empress was about to have her bank and everything, the IMF and all them there and stuff, they wind up raiding the Empress.
Yeah.
The Empress was about to go ahead on and get her bank too.
Yeah. They know they owe us. They can't even fucking pay us like you just said, trillions of dollars. Because I asked how much they owe her. So that's just a glimpse. Now, us as a whole, they owe us fucking trillions beyond. All right, I'm putting this link up. If anybody want to join, we've been on here 42 minutes. You all right, cuz? We gonna shut it down in 20 minutes. That way we just gave it an hour, and we gonna do part 2 Sunday.
Yeah, we can go to 9:40. We can go to 9:40.
Know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah. There's the link. It's in the chat if anybody wants to join in, because this is fucking ludicrous. Yeah, it's so ludicrous. But yeah, let's. I think she was done with the bulk of what I wanted to share with y'all. But
communities. Last month, I was proud to announce that because of that hard work and the work of many of the leaders in this room, our administration has distributed more than $8 billion of that investment to 162 community lenders across our nation.
So they just like putting it to where you getting a fucking loan off the shit. No, they supposed to just give it to us. It ain't supposed to be in the form of a loan and where other motherfuckers make money off the shit. No, they supposed to give it to us. Cut the checks. Cut the checks. It's not a loan. It's what you fucking owe.
Right.
Yeah, she said some shit. Y'all can watch this video in y'all independent time. Yeah. Yeah, it's just so disturbing. That our people had their own bank and they only were partially compensated. And so that was just in the late 1800s when they were partially compensated. So the interest on what they owe Yeah, it's kind of like an infinite fucking number. What y'all think? How much they
I'm,
owe?
I'm trying to see how you can give somebody money if it wasn't insured.
Right, right, right. And
How,
I
how you know who's
asked who
supposed to?
insured
How
it.
you know who's supposed to got what?
Right, right, exactly, exactly. And I asked the question, who insured it? Let me pull that up again.
Because that's how Europe and them found out how to do the banking the correct way. Because when it wasn't insured, things was falling apart. It was like, you know what? We need to insure these people money.
And then we gotta look at the Freedmen's Bureau too, because yeah. All right, so all right, I asked who insured the Freedmans Bank. The Freedmen's Saving and Trust Company, also known as the Freedmen's Bank, was not insured by the government. And
Well, who then?
yeah, deposit insurance did not exist in the United States at that time. The bank was chartered by President Abraham Lincoln in 1865 to help the newly freed Estelusti become financially stable. But when it closed in 1874, many depositors were left with only part of their funds, if any.
Well. Ask AI this. Well, if the government didn't issue insurance, then how was the Rothschilds and them insured? Let AI tell it.
How was the Rothschilds insured? We're gonna shorten that.
How was they best insured? Yeah. The United States, they are not allowed in the ICJ because they owe us 100 million in gold.
It's in the trillions. Past that, what's after trillions? That's how much they owe. It just I don't really want to focus on these motherfuckers, on these assholes, rather.
But
But
you
it
got
says
to because they still a bank. So
right,
if they say
right.
the
Yes,
United
yes,
States
I
is
know. I know that. I'm just saying. And it's not saying who insured them. It's just saying the owner, who is the owner of the banks, the Rothschild Group, Rothschild Continuation Holdings, a Swiss registered holding company. So some holding company. So who's holding our money? Let me see. Because it really don't. When I ask that question, it just says this. I mean, it just gives me more questions. It just said invested closely in held corporations, holding companies. And see, they family members was employed there too, just like it spoke about the Freedmans Bank, how the people that deposited money in there, they worked there. They were branch managers and clerks and cashiers. Investment shit. Let me pose another question another way.
Look, ask it like this. Were banks insured in the 1800s?
Yes, some banks were insured in the 1800s, beginning with New York's Safety Fund System in 1829. Their system was the first attempt in the United States to insure bank liabilities. This program created an insurance
Mm-hmm.
fund paid for
Mm-hmm.
by participating banks that guaranteed the debts of failed banks. The original plan covered deposits in
Uh-huh.
circulating notes, but in 1842, the law was changed to only cover circulating notes. Other states followed. Ohio, Iowa only covering circulating notes from the beginning, and Iowa passing a law in 1858 that only covered circulating notes for branch banks.
They say see more. Click to see more.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, none of these programs limited the amount of insurance an individual creditor could receive. By 1865, that's when it started.
Uh-huh. I
Iowa's
told you.
system had ceased operating as most of its branch banks became national banks. So basically, what they doing the shit now? You remember how they got rid of some of the mom and pops grocery stores? Now they got Walmart and Amazon and all this shit. This is what they did with the independent banks, right? All the independent banks that people had, they like, no, we gonna have these the big banks. It's the same shit. They just keep doing the same shit.
Right.
So they 9 times out of 10, not even fucking allegedly, they had something to do with that shit failing
Right.
because they want to be the big kahuna and shit. They want to be the big bank.
Right.
It's just they just keep doing the same type of shit. The little cycle we got this cycle got a fucking break. It's just got a fucking break. But they owe us beyond what they can even fucking fathom. They owe us. So it said yes, banks had insurance, but it said that where is it at? It said that
In
the
1965.
Freedman Bank didn't have insurance. This is what they said.
No, they said that they have insurance at that time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what it
I know
said.
they're lying.
Right. Yes, we know that. Yeah. But yeah. So this is
Because you can't have a bank without having it insured. They made sure that. Let me tell you something. When all right, when they was doing the banking system, when the Knights of Templars and they was doing the banking system and everything, and the Rothschild and them came behind it, and when the money and stuff started collapsing and stuff, even during the time when you had Mansa Musa and stuff, and it made their networks crash, they was like, hold on, we need to find a way how to insure this shit because
yeah.
they collapsed our system.
Yeah, so I looked up the origin of the banking system. It says the origins of banking can be traced back to ancient Mesopotamia around 2000 BCE. According to this, the Babylonians in the Fertile Crescent developed the first grain banks where farmers could deposit grain and withdraw it periodically to provide a constant food source while their next crop was growing. Okay, temples often considered the earliest banks also served as repositories for valuable items and grain, which priests would lend to local farmers and merchants. These temples also kept records of these transactions, which led to the concept of bookkeeping. So,
Not type in the banking system and the Knights of Templar and see what you get.
okay, it says the Knights Templar, a Catholic military order founded in the 12th century, established a system that laid the foundation for modern banking. The order's
Uh-huh.
original mission was to protect Christian pilgrims traveling to Jerusalem and their possessions. By 1150, the Knights Templar had developed a system that allowed pilgrims to deposit their valuables and deeds at Templar houses in their home countries and receive letters of credit in return. These letters
Uh-huh.
describe the pilgrim holdings, which they could then withdraw along their route to find their needs, to fund their
Uh-huh.
needs. The system was reliable and fraud proof, they say. Blah, blah, blah. So, like I said, they made the enemy made the Freedmans Bank fail, because how is a bank for the people and by the people? It's thriving. It's thriving
Right.
because they putting their money in it and they work there.
Right.
So it had to be an outside enemy to make it fail. And then they gave them breadcrumbs because they received partial compensation.
Right.
So I'm just here to remind y'all we owed a lot of fucking money. Not only money, but no, gold, precious metals, gold, things that appreciate value.
Oil,
Yes.
mineral
All
rights.
all of that shit. Human rights, gold, you name it. Proper land. We owed so much. We are owed so much. So, we got 3 minutes. I guess don't nobody want to join today. Maybe y'all may have some more questions or comments for Sunday when we come on Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It will be a part 2. If y'all have any
So what y'all think about this information so far, y'all?
yeah.
What
Yeah.
y'all think about this information?
They basically agree. Yeah, we owe zillions, if that's a fucking infinite amount of precious metals, everything. Precious metals, land, you name it. Natural resources, even though we are stewards of the earth's natural resources. We are the stewards. The original descendants of
For
the
sure.
original peoples, we are the stewards of the earth. And as the stewards of the earth, yeah, you got to have money and things of that to keep the shit up. Yeah, you do. Oh yeah, and we can look into the different, yes, we want restoration, we want restitution, but we are going to examine in part 2 the reparations that Clyde Anderson and Ice Cube was talking about. We're going to examine that too. And we're going to reiterate uh the Freedmans Bank, the Estelusti Bank. And we are owed back pay like a yes, yes, we are. So yeah, um I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I love you, cuz. And
Same here, cuz.
I thank you
All
for
right,
letting
y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. So stand by for part
this
2 Sunday.
fucking impromptu show today. Thank you for flowing with me on this shit. Cause
For sure.
I'm fucking heated right now. But yes,
I still want to know how you go open up a bank without it being insured.
right.
It's just like when you got a grocery store. You know, you got to have all the items insured.
Yeah. Yeah, so y'all, we'll be back Sunday. We appreciate y'all. Wado Yakoki, Shonabishi. Thank y'all for tuning in and engaging with us. Get y'all comments and questions together for Sunday. Any more last words, cuz?
Nah, that's it for me. I can't wait till Sunday.
All right. Peace.
Peace.